I'm Layla Anderson, I'm 17.
I'm Jaden Sweat, and I'm 17 years old.
My name is Isaac Allen, and I'm 14.
My name is Luke, and I'm 8.
I'm Mackenzie, and I'm 15.
My name's Lundy, I'm 17 years old.
My name is Sarah Arnsparger, and I'm 17.
My name is Holly Powell, I am 17 years old.
I have an illness called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, hypermobility type, and I found out about it last year.
I have Crohn's disease, and I was diagnosed around 6 months ago.
I have a peanut allergy severely, and I was 1 year old.
When I found out I had diabetes, I was 2.
So a lot of my illnesses are not diagnosed, but I have alopecia, which is an autoimmune disease. I have IBS, and I have extreme gastritis, but a lot of my symptoms are not diagnosed.
I have type 1 diabetes, and I was diagnosed at 17 years old, 8 months ago.
I have Crohn's disease, and I was diagnosed when I was 8.
I have type 1 diabetes, and I was 11 when I was diagnosed.
So Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is caused by a problem with the main connective tissue in your body, collagen. So my joints dislocate really easily. So they're constantly dislocating and things hurt really bad. And with the hypermobility type that I have, it's a constant game of aches and pains that I don't know why they're there, constant overstretching of my legs and my arms and my elbows.
If I come in contact with peanuts, then I will go into anaphylactic shock.
I can't just eat whatever I want sometimes because it has carbs in it and I have to have insulin.
My body doesn't produce insulin when I eat food. My cells can't eat the sugar or the glucose in the food because insulin does that.
Crohn's causes inflammation in my small and large intestines, so basically just causes really bad stomach pain, and it also, that inflammation spreads to my body.
The fatigue specifically is really demoralizing.
Around the time that they diagnosed me, I had lost about 60 pounds.
My anxiety got substantially worse after I was diagnosed.
I just pick a buddy and go to the nurse.
It's hard because I leave at least once a week.
It's something that you're pretty much constantly aware of, no matter what you're doing.
I was bullied when my hair first fell out, but I was also supported by a lot of people.
People in school can sometimes be really rude about it.
No, definitely not.
I think chronic illness is generally a pretty isolating experience, unless you have people near you who have the same issues.
No. Some people think that diabetes is like a disease that can pass. Some people think that, but it's not true.
Definitely, especially when I was younger. No one that I knew my age, or even at all, had Crohn's or any other chronic illness.
I have a 504 plan and a healthcare plan in place so that they know what's going on. I'm not sure if that's the same experience that all students have because some students aren't as vocal about their chronic illness or it's not as obvious as mine is.
Most of the teachers I've had, most of them, have been really kind. One teacher that I had was not very understanding or kind about it.
They try to, and most of them are actually experienced with it.
It does get hard to get to the school sometimes. It does become an issue of me being late but not being able to help it.
Yes, going to school definitely became more difficult after I was diagnosed. People that have diabetes are more likely to have focus issues and sleep issues.
The pain gets so bad that I don't want to get out of bed, or I can't really walk that well or anything like that. So definitely physically going to school gets difficult sometimes.
Last year, I had a lot of trouble in my math class because of the brain fog that I mentioned. It makes numbers really hard. So my math grade, I think, is probably the only thing that's been a problem.
The year before I was diagnosed and since then, my grades at points in time have been pretty bad, or they've been low, and my teachers have helped me get them back up.
It kind of affects your mental status, and I actually didn't answer half of the last portion of the test, and so I had 3 essays blank out of 7, and I would have failed the final, and I had to go talk to my teacher. I'm like, what can I do?
They've put signs outside of the classrooms that say not severe nut allergy, and the teachers have let the class know not to bring in peanuts.
They were extremely accommodating as soon as they found out, and I always feel like I can talk to somebody about what's going on.
It gets to a point of almost missing things a lot, and then I generally end up forcing myself to go, and then I crash after.
Obviously I've missed a lot of school going to doctor's appointments because I have to go all the way to Vanderbilt, so if I have a doctor's appointment, I have to take off literally the whole day because it takes so long to get up there.
I just hope that our whole system, from the principals down to every teacher, could be a little more understanding and could maybe try a little harder to help people out when they need it, and even recognize when people need help but don't ask for it.
I think there's kind of a stigma of people with chronic illnesses take advantage of their position, and that, oh, they have this thing wrong with them that we can't just say no to. Oh, I have a friend, that has diabetes, that when he says, hey, I'm low, I need to go to the nurse, a lot of times teachers are like, are you really low though, or are you just trying to get out of class? And I am just stunned that that's even a question.
Just be aware, because if someone has an allergy severe as me, because one time I ate Warhead sour candy and I had to go to the hospital because of that. It's that severe, so just be aware.
Just think before you speak. It's not hard to just take a minute and consider that somebody might have something else going on, and the thing that's going off might not be specifically just to annoy you. And also maybe that's hurtful. Consider the things that you say to people, because you never know what's going on with them.
Just to be more aware and communicative to those students and to their teachers, and even for the students to make sure to tell their teachers, hey, I have Crohn's, I have diabetes, I have whatever, just so that they are aware of what's going on.
For the most part, we're normal people. I mean, there are some things that make us different, and there are some times where, oh, it truly is a factor of the illness. But if I have a sick day or if I'm just not feeling well, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's related to blood sugar. If I'm tired or if I'm lightheaded, it doesn't always mean that I'm low. Not everything has to do with diabetes.
To just be kind to everyone, because you don't really know what's going on, because I know that before my hair fell out, I looked healthy. And then the second that my hair fell out, everyone was like, oh my God, are you okay? What can I do to help you? And really, I hadn't gotten that much sicker. And I think that was just really eye-opening for me, because I was in the same state that I was forever ago, and they treated me completely differently.